let's start, and we start with Kalyan. He has some nice insights and experience. So let's hear from him.
Yes, sir. I finally I ended my suffering. I There's some experience that I had yesterday, and I have developed an analogy which I discussed with sir. If I can share with you all, so that I don't know if home it can help if it helps. So the realization that happened was like this. I was having a very bad headache after the morning session that we had, and then after that, and again also the weather was very hot. So I was in my usual mode of doing vipassana, and I was like seeing and yesterday the headache didn't feel like it was painful or anything. There's nothing there. Like there's a subtle shift. Like all I see is like just vibration, nothing else. And even I see it when my body was getting warm. I have this. The mind was like, and I right away I have a direct. Like I directly saw the mind saying, "Okay, this is getting uncomfortable. Switch on the fan." But I saw there's nothing like this. This warmth. Yeah, if I endure it a lot, the body will get sweaty and might do harm to the body. But it was but still there was no urgency. There was no rush. So I went and I switched it off. So then when that hit, I started texting sir. And what happened was like when I was texting sir, like thoughts were coming and I was observing each of them. And then there was no pain. The sensation, because the awareness was not on that. It shifted towards texting. And then I was talking to my dad. There was no pain. There was no sensation because I was not even observing there. Because it's such a huge body with so many parts and so many things. Now, if I wish to point my awareness to something, I can. Even same with the mind, it's so huge. There's a huge, I don't know what, like it cannot be defined. Like it's a space, like you can point it to the empty space, and you can point it to thoughts, you can point it to concepts and memories. So that happened, and I was texting sir, and I'm still not satisfied. Like the mind was trying to because I was not satisfied. I was like, what is this? And then what I did was I started walking, and I started doing the walking vipassana. Then I saw like when I was walking, sensations were arising in my legs, and then so if I'm using if I letting the mind like looking at the mind was telling me that hey, you have walked too far, stop, it's becoming painful. But the moment awareness like that shift is there, like I can now totally see there's no pain. Like and I keep on walking, but I know the body will fail. Like the legs will hurt and something might happen to the leg. But at that moment, it was not a pain session. It was nothing. It was just there. So again, that passed, and towards the evening, the moon came up. It was very bright and like very like big yesterday. It was a full moon. And by then, I actually had a talk with Vilas in the evening, and he said like you should share this experience with all. And I said no, I won't share because I don't have an analogy. Like I don't have a perfect explanation that could let people understand it. So that was in my head, like in my mind, and the awareness was noticing it. And then evening happened. I was looking at the moon, and that analogy popped. So I will explain the analogy here now. So what? So don't take it like a fixed concept. It can change when you have your own insight. So it's like the awareness is like a projected light. But again, look, when I'm saying projected light, that's what your mind is forming. When I say light, is it forming a beam? Is it forming a torchlight? Like there's a picture that is popping in your head, or a bulb. So be aware of that. So now see it like that light is a light without a source. It doesn't have a beam form. It doesn't have the usual way how you define a light. But awareness is that light. And that light is switched on by the samatha and vipassana. Samatha and vipassana is the switch. So when you turn it on, so and now you can point that light to anywhere in the room, in the dark room. Like the light is not like the whole room will get light. It's like the moon, like how the sun and the moon works. Like in space, if you imagine like sun is lighting up and all the planets are lit, you don't see a beam, falling on the moon. It's just the object that's get lit. It's like that. So when the light of the awareness is popped, you see objects in the room, and your mind and body is those objects. So what comes is like there comes the experience of equanimity where it's analogy. So it's like when you realize that light awareness or the light that you pointed is not the object. That is equanimity. So the body and mind are those objects, and the light is not those objects. And second, what comes is now the problem here is again like when I experience the awareness, I cannot even say like it's an experience what I see. So one thing is very sure that the mind cannot look at the mind. So there is something that is looking at it, doing its cycles or whatever it is doing. So here, similar way, the light cannot look at the light. But what it can do is be aware that it is lit. How it is aware is when it sees the objects are getting lit. So that's how you experience there is no nature in itself for the light. It's totally empty. And that's why there was equanimity when you looked through that awareness to the sensations. So that is what I had as an analogy. If someone understands.
Do you want an explanation to whatever he said? Or do you understand what he said?
That's a good question.
You require?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody feels same with what Mrityunjay is saying? Bobby, you think so? We require more explanation? Yeah. Fingers up.
No, I understood what he's saying.
Okay,
but,
okay.
When you say more detail, it will be more beneficial.
Okay. Great. So first, let us congratulate him that he has moved from the second level, Sakadagami level. It's a very nice achievement. Okay, because that's what I was saying, that you just continue whatever you're doing, you will cross Sakadagami. So that's happened. Nice. Now he's going closer to Anāgami stage. So that's when this light Chakku Mudapadi will happen. So his eyes are opening up. Anyway, so let's unearth whatever he has said from the beginning. Headache. Where it happens? Obviously in the head. Where else? But if you see from a mind point of view, mind is an established consciousness. It's not real. It's just a virtual playground. There is kaya, physical. There is chitta, is mental. They both are not yours. There's no you in kaya, there's no you in chitta. So basically, what happens or what happened to him in that headache experiment, what he's saying, if the mind faculty were to be removed from the pain, like when he's talking to his father, the headache is gone. If there is a physical pain, that will exist. But there is no thing called as headache. It's just a label. If I take that whole explanation and cut it into various parts, is that the mind picks up the head and it is aching, so it makes it as a pain identification, that it is throbbing. My head is having throbbing pain. That is sensation. How do you define sensation? Is that by defining what it is, what is the attribute of it. And you say this is a throbbing sensation. But it is appearing on the physical body. So then that becomes a sensation of throbbing. But what really is happening is that there is pressure getting developed in the head. So that creates pain in the body. There's a body pain and there is a mental pain associated with that body pain. Or there's a body pleasure and then there's a mental pleasure associated with the body pleasure. What happened to him yesterday? He went to the witness consciousness. The witness, just the bare witness, which has got nothing to do with the headache. How he got it there, God only knows, because that was not meant to be that it goes. That's a sati happens, that's the awareness. So when we say kaya gata sati or sati patthana, it actually means that. Actual, that is the sati patthana. Not the way we are doing that, how I am observing the breath. No, that how I observing the breath is in the mind. And that's a struggle. The mind has to literally do something to watch it, and it gets into tiredness or sleep or whatever that is. But in the objective awareness, mind is a subjective awareness, this body is the subject. There's a subjective awareness, which is the mind, and the object subject knower is the witness. It knows the object, it knows the subject. It knows both. So yesterday, for some reason, he popped out of the mind and went to the background. And he sees no pain. Because there's no experience of pain or pleasure in that consciousness. The body consciousness has pain. The mind consciousness creates pain based upon the body consciousness. But in this, another step behind, there's nothing. So he's literally in a perplexity that there is pain, but he's not having pain. That means there's a perception of pain, but then there's no pain. Anybody question on this? All understood it? Okay, good. You got till here. Very nice. If you get till here, you're on the verge of getting into Sakadagami. If you've not understood anything, you can know that you're still not there. So if you're sitting silent and listening to it, means two things. Either you have understood it and hence you're remaining silent. This one I know. Or you literally went above the head and you don't know which plane and landed on your head. So I don't know. From your eyes, I can see perplexity. That means you don't know what I'm speaking. But still, if you think, yeah, I've understood it, good. Anyway, it's really perplexing. Basically, you go to the last spectrum of experience, the knower, and it knows without any source of light. Like he is talking about the light, there's no source of light, but it knows everything. So, from that point of view, you are not the mind. So, when Buddha says you are not the mind, Mano Anatta is exactly that one. Chakku Anatta, it's not yours. It's just Chakku. Sota Anatta, it's just the ear. Ghana Anatta, just the nose. Jivha Anatta, just the tongue. Kayo Anatta, only the body. You are manifested in everything, but it's not yours. Not that this consciousness has a doubt on that, but the mind consciousness has that consideration that I am. It's a mental thing of I am rather than this witness consciousness. So what happened to him yesterday is that it turned itself into a witness consciousness. In that witness, for the very first time, you would see no raga, dvesha, moha. And that equanimity is nibbana. And that's exactly what he experienced. And it is paramam sukham. Excellent. You did it.
And so it is, yeah, and it is, there is no going back. It's there.
That's there. You can now go and take it as many number of times. So you
I
can,
do not even have to focus on the breath. Like I said, the switch is turned on. The light is on now. There is no darkness.
yes.
But sir, also now, like yesterday, also like I understood you properly. To honestly say, yesterday only because all these sessions I still not understanding what sir was saying. And the problem was that I was trying to understand you with my other concepts. Like if I see my own experience, I'll be disappointed if I keep that other experience. Like there is nothing, there's no light, there's no burst of light, nothing is happening. Whatever. But this itself is like if I see right now, the body and mind is very happy, but that thing is awareness is empty, and I can like so that's all. Like when you say like you see yourself in everything, you are not talking about the face. It's the awareness nature, that emptiness nature that is there in everywhere. Like it's everywhere. It's everywhere. That's why there is no source. Like because you cannot find it, so it's there. It's in everything. And that's why it's empty. You cannot find it, and you cannot even define it. You just know that it's there. So that's why I understood you. Like the dhatus, even I was trying to understand. Even the dhatus, the nature is only experienced by the body, and the mind processes how and processing and defining it as solid, as liquid. But if you take away the body and mind, the awareness has nothing to experience. So
Yes.
it leaves with dhatus. The dhatus are empty. It's only real for the body and mind because it can experience that. But the nature of it is empty, and that's why it is itself the awareness, which is like all still there.
Yes. And that's the reason Buddha tells Vinyanam, Anidassanam, Anantam, Sabbatopavam. That's all it is. So you've done it. Excellent job. Okay. Now may you attain Anāgami soon. You're on the path. Okay. So you'll get a state and it breaks off. So maybe then we'll have 4 Anāgamis in this group, which is even more better than just 3, and let many more people get there. Nice. Okay, now the analogy, what he said. So let's understand the analogy. Sun is aware of all the planets and the moon, but the moon is not aware of the sun. If you were to remove the light of the sun, the moon disappears. In the same way, the body and mind disappears when the witness consciousness is removed. And that's it. That's the end of the story, which happens every night when you sleep. The mind is shut down. So there's an experience. Because whatever is experiencing is only the body and the mind. Nothing else is experiencing. So if only witness remains, the body and mind has no job. So, and hence, the relationships are in the mind, not in the consciousness of that infinite, not the finite, the infinite. So, whether I call my wife or she calls her husband or somebody calls their wife and their husband and their children, they lose them the moment they are in sleep. Why? It's just an established thing. It's never real. Real is only the awareness. And if you are just aware of that awareness, is arhat. That's it. You understand what is arhat? It's not about 1,000 different concepts of arhat. Just being the aware of the awareness, and that's it. There ends the matter. There is no rebirth because there's no mind to come back at all. So where will the consciousness get established? Nowhere. And that is parinibbana. And that's it. Very simple. And this can be done by anyone. Believe me, you can do it. Stop conceptualizing and you're there. Or you will end up doing the body sensation thing and stay in that forever. Or you'll then do something else and you keep on searching for it. And there's no end to search. So let's break it down in a most appropriate way. How do you cut the mind and get into that witness? From the Dhamma perspective, he has attained through TMI and then maybe Vipassana and what so many things and all of that. So what I see commonality between him and Shaniel is he also started with TMI and Vipassana and then the Buddha Dhamma and he's there. Okay, so let's do the pure Buddha Dhamma. Number one, what's a mind? What do you think is mind? You're on mute, are you, in case you're talking?
Feeling and perceptions.
Yes, because there is conceptualization. You remove the concept, the feeling and perception is gone. Clear? That is Chitta Sankhara. Just remove it. What is Vachi Sankhara? Verbalization. It's Vitakka Vichara. And what is Kaya Sankhara? It is in breath, out breath. The first you need to do is get hold of in breath, out breath as a witness, not as a mind, not as a feeling and perception of breath. Witness of the breath. Then you take the witness of speech, the thinking and pondering side of it, or can call it as a initial, like what Madhukar used to say, like in Bhikkhu Bodhi and other translations. You initialize and then you think it over. So thinking is the vichara. So you observe that you, the witness, observe the speech, the speaker, and the speaker disappears. Got it? And then comes the third one, chitta sankharo. Remove the mind. By what? By not reacting to anything. If you react, the mind is there. If you don't react, there's no mind. Then what happens? Raga, dvesha, moha is not there. So what do you get? Nibbana. So where does raga, dvesha, moha exist? In the mind. Where else? Not in the body. Not in asapasa. In feeling and perception. Because you're feeling sukha, so there is raga. You're feeling dukkha, so there is dvesha. And you're not able to feel the neutral, and hence it's moha. So let's take good examples. Wife. It's so deeply ingrained that I have a wife. That means mind has caught on the wife. And if there is a woman who is married, she is caught upon my husband. And if they have children, they are caught upon this is my children. So who is caught up? The mind. Because that's where the feeling and perception is. So I feel I have a wife and I perceive the wife, and hence the struggle. Or I feel I have a husband and then I perceive the husband, and then there's a struggle. I have a son and I have a house and I have a property and I have money, I have this, I have that, etc. Is mental created. It's not, it doesn't exist. It exists in the mind, which is not yours anyway. You're not the mind. You power up the mind, but you are not the mind. So, in that analogy, what he's saying is that the light of awareness, it just lights up that mind, whichever mind. It's not a particular mind, it's not a particular body. Any body, any mind, it will light up. Its job is to light up. It just lights up. But when it lights up, the information which is stored in mind says, I am. And who is that I am? I am Dr. Madhukar Wag. It becomes an individual. I am P.S. Mrityunjay. I am Aryu. I am Veena. I am Ashwin. And it's showing 10 others other than Kalyan Jyoti. So now the mind has a feeling of individuality. I'm an individual. I need to survive. Right? I'm an individual. I need to survive. So it does everything to survive. To survive, it requires fuel. The fuel, there's a mental fuel and the physical fuel. The physical fuel is this physical body through which it can interact. Now, not only that, it requires eyes to see. Otherwise, it can't see anything. So it requires eyes. Then it requires ears. Then it requires nose. It requires tongue. It requires itself. So all of these six are established consciousness. They are not you at all. Now what happens? This light hits upon this small light. let's say you have a floodlight. And what will this small pinhole camera light look like in front of a floodlight? It's obscured. So what happens to this? It's dead. Just like another analogy to what I can give, which can be really practical than what he's talked about the moon and the sun, which is correct actually. I understood in the morning when he said, I said, wow, he's done it. No doubts. It's almost nothing. Another 1 month or time he should reach Anāgami, or even less than that. Okay. And then so nice. I feel so nice that, oh, people are picking up the Dhamma and they're getting it. Good. Anyway, coming back to this thing. Let's say you are in a movie theater. Climax is happening and all the minds are watching what's going to happen. And due to a power outage, the screen light goes away. Can you experience that climaxing? What happens to your experience? It shut down. And then you're watching the next person, the next person, the next person, and then the chaos starts. You're almost on the verge of your seat, trying to see what happens. Gone. That's death for the mind. So all the experiences it had from the starting of the movie till here is gone. Because this movie was running on the electricity. Right? So this consciousness, this witness consciousness, which is the true witness of everything, not my witness consciousness, the true witness of everything, wanted to teach the mind a lesson. So what it did, it switched off. Can the mind experience independently the movie? Absolutely not. Right? So after a few minutes, the power appears. Now the movie is playing, but that anxiety of almost that hero was supposed to do something and went off. Now the power is back. They've rewinded a little bit and you're watching it. Are you interested? To see this, are you interested? They've rewinded 20 minutes and you're watching the same one. I feel bored. You want to know what next? And this time around, another funny thing happens. The power outage which had happened, extreme case was it switched off. And this extreme case is there are some big lights down and they switch on, obscuring the screen completely. So that light is so much that what is there on the screen is not seen. So you cannot enjoy that movie. Why? Because this light is completely damaged the individual consciousness. and you start laughing at that movie. So please remember, all movies are run in darkness. Entire sansara or samsara is run in darkness. The day it lights up, the samsara is gone. Okay? And there ends your magical illusion. So he started on the first one yesterday called as nibbida, disillusioned. Then he's got into viraga this morning. In few days it gets into nirodha. Then he gets peaceful, upasamaya. Then he can see the world without illusion itself, abhinya. Then he sees the Four Noble Truths that all of this I was doing was just suffering. Sambodhaya. And he's already seen the taste of nibbana. What should happen? Nibbana. Now it becomes real. Okay. So how many lakhs can you transfer to my account?
Any amount you ask.
It makes no sense. That's it. Good one. Nice and appreciated. You did it. It works. Maybe you should today evening appear out of compassion to the Hindi group and do the same thing, and that will make them motivated, if you wouldn't mind it.
But sir, I observe my body going, like my heart pounding, my chest, like this awareness observes
That's
every
okay.
time I explain. Because this body is not used to public speaking.
That's okay.
So
You can
I see that.
now you shouldn't have those inhibitions.
I'm not hesitating. Yeah.
You
Because
shouldn't
I
have
know, like,
inhibition. Now you have to throw it out. You have to just throw it
yeah,
out.
that's what I did when I today, like, talk to you or I'm explaining here.
Yes.
I know it will be there, its body, and it will do its own thing. But
Yes.
I'll do my best.
Yes. You should do that with the Hindi group and explaining them this is what you had. That
But sir, from my personal experience, I also observe this thing which might help others. Is that I feel in this daily life there are many moments of opportunity that we get to have that subtle shift, but because the vipassana is not strong and also that requires samatha, we miss it. And I've been missing it. That's why. And once it happens, there is no going back. That becomes separate. That whole awareness is a separate
yes.
thing.
So once separation happens, then you cannot go back. Now you're separated. So you're no longer in the body or in the mind. It's like you have got rid of the. See, what happened is the rocket was launching, and then the satellite was holding onto the rocket and thought that I am the rocket. And then when it dropped off the rocket, it found that rocket is just to carry there. I have got better work to do. That's exactly is your state. Nice. Appreciate it. May it happen. Grow more, get into Anāgami, and let grow more and get into Arhat. And that proves that you can do it. Anyone can do it. It's
Also,
not. Yeah, go ahead.
yes. Also, another realization from the silas and paramitas and everything, I figured out that it's all came yesterday as insight that all this restriction, even not doing anything and sitting, make you aware of what you want to do. So that itself is a very good practice that anyone can attempt. Anything, doing anything like doing anything fancy, just sit in the room and see if you can be sitting there without doing nothing. So it will come slowly. Everything will just come.
Everything will unwind itself.
Unwind, yeah. Just it will pop, and then you start noticing, and then you understand who is noticing this mind activities. Then that shift comes up.
Excellent. Yeah, Archana had a question, so let's take.
It's kind of it's a question for Kalyan actually. He looks so young. How old are you, Kalyan? And you achieved really great thing. It's inspiring for us, in fact.
I am 34.
Okay, excellent. Congratulations, and really we are learning. Thank you.
Madhukarji,
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddha.
Kalyanji, all the regards and all the best luck for the future, this one. And I hope that you will have a lots of company from this group. We are coming behind you. Sadhu, sadhu.
So that's the reason I was hesitant from the beginning to accept that even Sotapanna in this life is not possible. What a sad story. And when we hear from the Bhantes, it breaks somebody's heart. And if they treat only monks can get it and nobody else, it's even more horrible. Anybody can do it. As long as they are in Dhamma and their Sila is good, anyone can get it. It's not somebody's assets. It's everyone's birthright to experience Nibbana. If somebody says you can't attain Nibbana, he's lying. If I say to you any day you can't, I'm lying because I don't know it. It's everyone can do. And we all are capable of doing it. So don't make yourself small. You know what? I don't have parmis. I don't have this. No. Don't cry. Work it out. Don't complain. Just work. And don't keep your face gloomy. Smile. That's it. You will do it. And last one, stop doing retreats. Make on to your retreat. You retreat from conditionalities. You go back. Retreat means what? You're going back. Step back. Don't go to fancy retreats. Have a retreat in your mind. In the mind, not in your mind, in the mind. Mrityunjay, tell me.
Sir, let him speak about his background and where he's
Let him explain whatever he wants. It's all his day. Yes. Yes, Kalyan, he wants to know more about you, so you can say whatever you want to say.
I'm from Assam. I actually like if you were interested in like what part of me, like
He's interested in all part of you.
no, how you came into this way of teaching and understanding and all.
yes. So my life is actually I'll not say now mine. I'll get into technicality and I'll say this body has experienced lot of sufferings. Suffering in the sense I had this condition called somatotome in 2014. Somatotome disorder is where your mental things become physical. Literally, if you have a mental pain, your hand will pain. So it happened to me when I was graduated. And I appeared for GATE, I didn't qualify because there was so much frustration. Then I recovered from it. and then I followed Linden method, which was a self-hypnotizing method. And then I decided to not continue engineering, and I shifted to design. So I was in Delhi. After I recovered from Somalia, I was in Mumbai also in Pixoras. I worked there in Santa Cruz. So there I recovered because that busyness helped me recover from the somatotron. Once I was cured, I felt like I can again continue my master's. So I got into NIFT in Delhi. And then there, what happened was Delhi Valley happened. Like I consumed things. So I was 67 kilos before. I lost 25 kilos. And I was in such a state where doctors said that I have a condition called Wilson disease, which is like your body cannot, bind copper because you have low ceruloplasmin. So they say I have low ceruloplasmin. They say you will be in zinc medication for lifelong. And something like there was always inside that told me like it's never like I cannot believe I have to be dependent on zinc lifelong. So I thought I'll do something about it. I'll find some other way. I went to Mysore. There was this Ayurvedic hospital. I forgot the name. And then after that, nothing. Like I almost spent 3-4 lakhs there. Nothing happened. So much money on medicine. Nothing happened. And then, but somehow I don't know. It's very weird. But financially, we are middle class, so we don't have enough money. But somehow, because I was a design background, like somehow something was helping me and work was coming. I was getting that money. And then I was still I was very underweight. I was always in this bad state that why me, asking always this question. And then I started like this in Himachal Ashram in Guwahati near Kamakhya. There is this place where I went, and luckily there was this person from UP who came just to visit Kamakhya. He taught me Kundalini Yoga. So he taught me how to do pranayama. He taught me how to make bandhas. And there are so many weird experiences I had because of yoga. But now I understand those are just concepts. So I was expecting those kind of things will appear when I will progress here. But nothing happens like that. So I will say better not to follow that because it will delude your mind. So when I was I did that there. One night I was like having all the sparks and everything. Like my eyes, as if I was sleeping, but as if my eyes were open and all the lights and sparks are like. I was scared and I jumped out and I went to the next room and knocked. And I said, sir, I saw this. And that person, he was, now I understand, probably he is enlightened, but he was like, it was gas. You have gas. And then I'm like, okay, all right. Then I again came back and sleep. So those things happen. And then I always had this, like I got cured actually after doing yoga. Like I was gaining weight. I was doing 2 meals a day. And so that ashram taught me how to be in 2 meals a day. So my hunger reduced in a great amount. Then I moved to Sikkim and I felt that energy difference. Like in higher mountains, somewhat there is some energy difference. Like even cold environment also, because you get comfortable and easy. So you can be at ease with your body and that's why you can get into such state. I continued there and I learned japa. So I started japa chanting. My mind became so. While doing japa chanting, I had out of body experience. Like my body, the soul left the body, and I was looking at this, and I was very scared. Sir said that you do mulband when you were in that state, so you can come back to your body. So those things happen. There are a lot of visions and dreams are coming, but I knew like somehow it was delusion. So even when I came to know about Bilasa and I was doing Anapanasati, I think in the morning I shared like I had that paralysis thing, but I know somewhere something is missing. So I asked her, like, is it delusion or it's this? So sir clarified that no, neurosomapti is not that. And now I understand what neurosomapti is. That is not, clearly not. That is delusion. So that's those kind of things happen, and now I'm here. And I only practice anapanasati. That slowly also, once the anapanasati happens, your like vipassana and focus samatha develops all together equally. So it helped, and I think that's why I got that state yesterday. And it's never, you cannot force that state. It will come automatically, and it's a moment of realization. So that's it.
Where in Assam you are staying?
Gawad.
Golaghat.
Sorry.
No, sir. Golaghat.
Golaghat, yes.
Golahati.
Golaghat. It's near
Golaghat.
Jorhat.
Golaghat.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Congratulations, Kalyana Jyoti.
Thank you.
One question. May I ask how long you've been practicing according to TMI and Anapanasati?
TMI was last year. Anapanasati is when I met Vilas sir. And when he said, like, I actually did Anapanasati because it's practical. Because it doesn't require you to sit on the one place and, you know, because I have to do client work, so I'm always busy. So somehow, and every hindrance I was facing, I was telling sir that I was experiencing, like, well, playing games, I realized the easy stages, I can properly focus on anapanasati, but when the boss appears and it's very difficult, that goes away. Then sir tells me that you are getting involved. That's true. And that doesn't matter, like you win or you defeat the boss. So you come back, and that's why yesterday question was there. And when he said that, it actually hit me. And it's a lot of things actually coming together, but mostly because after I listened to sir, and yesterday what he said about the reviewing, that I think was kind of like a spark that pushed it. If you have to ask me, then if I missed yesterday's meeting, I would not have.
And when did you meet Vila, sir? When did you join and when did you start listening?
1 month, 1.5 months.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes, Dr. Madhukar Wagh.
Good morning, Kannamudaya sir. Actually, after joining this group and after associating with you on the videos and etc., and when all three of us came to back meet everybody, in that time I'm understanding the importance of anapanasati. Initially, I used to feel what breath, and there is nothing what to watch in the breath. But now I know it's like it's a rope. There was some incident that I learned on some other students were trapped in the cave and in the water. Like it is a rope. Along with that, you don't leave the rope, you will reach it. So I strongly understand its meaning, and I hope lots of time has been neglected by me, for not understanding the importance of anapanasati. But I will carry on. Thank you, sir.
Good, nice. All done. Nobody wants to ask anything further?
And it's really, sir, the samsara is really like a flood. You have to hold on the rope.
Yes, it is a
Otherwise,
flood only.
It's
It's
a
a
break.
flood. So we require to have sustained breath awareness for 18 hours. Minimum. If you have for 24 hours is the best thing, should be knowing what's happening for 18 hours. Anything less than that means the mind is occupied elsewhere. Good, nice.
And sir, last time while doing a morning walk, you told me about that the vitaka vichara, savitaka savichara, etc. So that bifurcation, I think, is very crucial for me to give the importance of breath. as a replacement from this flow to this flow. It was very nice of you, sir.
No worries, as long as it helps. Yes, sir. You.
One theoretical question. I'm wondering, is it because the mind has temporarily got suspended, hence there's nothing to see on the screen, and hence this awareness become aware of it?
No, nothing like that.
No.
Anyway, he can answer that.
Mind, nothing happens to the mind's activity or body's activity. Like if you have an involuntary movement like this, you do this, or you in what is that syndrome called, where your mouth goes like this, that will remain. That will not go. Yeah, you waste mind training. You can calm it down, but it will be there in some format. That the body and mind will always have its nature of what it is. That is anicca, and it will do its thing. What doesn't do anything is that awareness when have that shift and you see it.
See,
Yeah, I guess I was asking about this moment of shift. Is it happening because of some the mind temporarily?
No, nothing like that. I'll give you an example, Aryu. Supposing the mind is watching a girl, it will end up watching the girl. But you are not watching the girl. You understand? There's no feeling you are having because of the arrival of the girl and departure of the girl, whereas the mind is arising and passing. That's why the reason Buddha says the chitta arises and passes away, and entire Abhidhamma is on that. 121 chittas you will now experience as an Anāgami, that the mind is coming and going away. That's the reason I used to ask everyone, have you seen even one chitta arising and passing away? Forget 121. And Mrityunjay used to talk to me on Sobana Chitta, Akiriya Chitta, this Chitta, boss, see one Chitta, forget about so many Chittas. What's the point in hanging on to a Abhidhamma? It's a waste. Literal trash book. Till when? Till you are Anāgami. Then that's the best book to understand, because you no longer has a Chitta. You are not Chitta. You've got nothing to do with what's happening in the mind. You're thrown away. Yes.
So I guess I don't understand how in Kalyan Jyoti's case, where he sees the mind and he doesn't see the chitta as well as Anāgami. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
He sees the mind.
There would be a gap. So if you go so detailed into it, Aryu, it becomes like a debatable topic. So yeah. So basically, what you need to do, Aryu, is take this cue from Kalyan and then just work it out and get into Sakadagami stage. You are going to become, but there's a huge gap because you have so much intellectualized it, you have to drop it off. And then the very next moment you are in Sakadagami stage. Otherwise, you will be only conceptual. Because what is a mind? It's conceptual, that's it. You don't understand, Aryu, that the mind will conceptualize even the Dhamma. Because it wants to experience. See, mind is made for what? For experience. Experiencing means it should have Vedana, which means feeling. And it will perceive, believing it to be true. Like Veena comes and she talks to me. I should do only this right. I should only do that right. I should only do that other one right. And the way she's explaining shows that she's so frustrated. Why? It's mind. It wants to experience. And then it knows it can't experience, oh, in this life only this much is there. Until death we have to keep on doing this. Now what happens? She's blocking. The subjective consciousness is blocking the objectivity itself. It's like you put a curtain and then you think whenever the light appears, it appears. It doesn't appear. As long as the curtain is there, no light will appear. But then the curtain is removed. Can you say there was darkness? From the beginning, there was no darkness. The curtain created darkness. Avidya, Pachaya, Sankhara, and that is the darkness. And because of that was established consciousness called as Vijnana. And the Vijnana survives on Namarupa. And it requires 6 sense doors, so 6 holes for it to light up. And it requires phassa, contact with sense object. Phassa pacha vedana. So it's on literally a different track altogether. It doesn't want you. It wants to enjoy itself. And now you become smart. You say, hey, come here. Come. I'll shut you down. And that's nibbana. Because you are nibbana. Original, not the duplicate. Because there is no vijnana. The established consciousness is not there. Let me answer it in a different way. Now, all of these, my previous videos, are on animation. Arguing with Bobby, arguing with Ariu, and making faces and this and that. If I allow the mind to do it, it will go back and do the same thing. It will exactly do it because it's used to it. Now, what I do, no mind. So if there's no mind, there's no avidya, there's no sankhara, there's no vinyan, there's no navarupa, there's no salaitana, there's no phassa, there's no vedana, there's no tanha, there's no upadana, there's no bhava, there's no jati, there's no jara, marana, soka, parideva, dukkha, domanasa, upayasa, sambhavanti. So at this moment, this present moment, if you ask me, Vilas, are you in Nibbana? My answer would be, I was never away from Nibbana. The moment I removed I, Nibbana is there. Who is I? The mind. And who got illuminated? Mind. Of what? That it has nothing. So the mind illuminated means that there is no mind in real sense except for conceptual sense. Isn't that the most peaceful state of existence? There is yes. And hence I was asking this question to Bobby yesterday. You want to go to Pomona Center? And what are you doing there? Exactly the same thing what you're doing at home. Sitting, standing, walking, sleeping. What will you do there? Sitting, standing, walking, sleeping. How many times will you use the washroom in your home? So many times you'll use the washroom in the Pomona Center. How many times you're going to eat at home? So many times you're going to eat there. Yes, Bobby, go ahead.
First, congratulations to Kalyanji. It is a big achievement, you know. And also congratulations to Vilasji, because you predicted a couple of days ago that Kalyanji will have some experience. profound experience. And it is very inspiring for all of us.
You're welcome, Bobby. May you get enlightened with full floodlights when we are there next month.
Thank you for your kind wishes, Vilas. Yeah, I will follow your instructions.
I will bring a huge floodlight. you have two people. Yeah, so one is not sufficient. You have two of them. Anyway, so if you don't get enlightened, it means that. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I really feel very lucky, because enlightened all this, enlightened people was just a word for me. Now I am surrounded by many people who have realized Dhamma. That itself is giving me a lot of joy. But yeah, I will follow your instructions, and hopefully we all will get there.
No, what I'm thinking, Bobby, is that if I there are two floodlights, and those floodlights can't do anything, means there is a problem with the floodlight, not with you. Anyway, we'll see on 30th of November when I meet you in Brisbane International Airport. We'll see what to do. Okay, anyway.
I think there can't be any gold with the floodlights. That is for sure. I'm convinced with that.
Anyway, so
I have confidence in the floodlights, definitely.
Yeah, no problem. So let's make the best use of the floodlights. And after that, 30th of December, Ariu is coming, so it will be nice to make him flooded. Good. So before closing, one piece of information for all of us. Never in your mind. That's the reason always Buddha says, don't bring this in your mind, because it's not your mind. Right? Saragam va chittam saragam chittam pajanati. Please understand this. It's not your raga. The raga has appeared in the chitta. And I know the awareness, what Kalyan is talking, that awareness is chitta anupassana. You're watching the chitta as not you. You're watching the chitta as though it is something else. Sadosam va chittam sadosam chittam pajanati. Samoham va chittam samoham sachittam pajanati. Vitaragam va chittam vitaragam chittam pajanati. Vitamoham va chittam vitamoham chittam pajanati. Vitadosam va chittam vitadosam chittam pajanati. Samahitam va chittam saham samahitam chittam pajanati. Vikittam chittam va vikittam chittam pajanati. Mahagatam va chittam mahagatam chittam pajanati. Vimuktam chittam va vimuktam chittam pajanati. You see this? What is there in Satipatthana? It's not just the chitta and calling that as Dhamma appearing and some stupid way of explaining. It's basically chitte chittanupassi viharati. You are doing anupassana of the chitta as an observer. It's not your chitta. Okay, through what? Through Dhammanupassana, which is removing the Nivarna. The first section in DN22 is removing obstacles in the chitta, not on you. You have got nothing to do with it. You are making sure the light of yours appears in the chitta, because the chitta has some dirt. The clearing off. And what do you see? The chitta is cleaned of defilements. Without the defilement, can you be associated with a mind? The answer is no. So do you get a kaya, body, to sustain the chitta? No. So you're dropping off the kaya and the chitta. Done. You can do it. Because what I call as me is you. There's nobody there. So there's nothing called Kalyan, as much as there's nothing called Vilas. They both are concepts in the mind. So if I say Kalyan has become Sakadagami or Anāgami, in fact, Kalyan, minusing Kalyan, is Sanarhat. The Chitta doesn't know, and hence the subjective consciousness is removed and objective consciousness takes over. Says that, hey, mind, you idiot, get out. I mean, get out means it doesn't go out just because you're saying get out. Because the mind itself is saying itself, it doesn't work. You should get that witness. And to get the witness, you require Anapana. Not Anapana of Goenka, Anapana Sati, awareness. Don't miss that Sati. It's not watching here. No, it's knowing the breath. It doesn't matter whether you watch here or inside or outside or inside the tongue or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. What matters is, are you aware that it's not your breath? In the same way, it's not your eyes, your ears, your nose, your tongue, your body, and your mind. Just a concept. Drop the concept, done. So can I be in nibbana right now when I speak? Yes, absolutely. So in nibbana, what happens? Nothing. No mind. That ends our story. And thanks to Kalyan Jyoti for sharing and going forward and experiencing, and just few months he worked on TMI, helped him. It's very good. Nice. Excellent. The two things are required for all of us. Breath watching, for sure. If you think you don't require breath watching, you're wrong. Again, I'm telling you, don't get into this stupid notion that you shouldn't be watching breath. And I will go by Panya. No one here can take a direct route. If you had taken, you wouldn't have been here. You are not going to get a direct ticket. So don't pretend. You have to take the toughest route, which is, unfortunately, being with the breath. So all those people who think I'm sitting in the morning, I'm sitting in the evening, oh, I'll go to retreat. You keep on going to retreat. Maybe you can write a book on how to go to retreat. Because the publisher is the mind. Please share if any previous session on mind and chitta. There are so many of them, Archana, I'll go mad. Maybe what you can do is you can book your ticket and come here, and how much of mind and chitta you want, I can help. So next time around, next year or when we meet in Nagpur, then we can do that. Or in Mumbai, whenever we make, I think in February we're doing in Mumbai, so you can take leave and join, and then we'll do it. See, another thing, Archana, you will be knowing it only through mind, so it's of no use. I can talk hours together on chitta, but you will understand through mind. There's no, you remove that you. That's it. Anyway, I hope you'll get it. You should be able to get it. Don't worry. Okay, so should we end for today unless somebody has something to share or talk or question? Veena, any questions? You always have some of the other comments and questions which are totally tangential to everything. So let's hear out from you. No? No question? Good. You understood? Yes or no? No answer. Okay. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
You'll ask me later, sir.
You'll ask me later. Wow. Okay. So you have a lot of questions. Okay. Fine. How many hours you want from me? Maybe you can do one thing. Friday I'm off. So you and Mrityunjay can come home and we will sit and talk in Kannada. Maybe that will make your mind understand far better. Friday you can come. Yes, Kalyan.
I want to add one last thing, which is like I see like even for with myself also, it's this frustration of getting someone is very troublesome. So just one thing I'll say that this awareness, you don't have to worry. It's there. It's already free. You just need to see it. And it's not, you cannot see it, and you just need to know that it's there. You need to be aware of that. But and the thing is, for that you just have to keep the no the fog clean. Like you do not. So the sila will help you. It's just that. Otherwise, when you see it, you know, like it's clean. It's nothing. It cannot be defined. It doesn't even exist to be. And that's why you cannot define it, because it's changing with how it is like experiencing, because it itself is that experience. It's always changing. So because it is not a fix, that's why you cannot define it. That's why it's so difficult for everyone to find it out or define it. So that is what I want to say.
You're right. Anyway, good. So the more this Dhamma grows, the more people will get enlightened. The more they enlighten, they can enlighten others. Greatness of the Dhamma. Good. Okay, so should we end for today? All good. So Veena, you're smiling or you're unhappy or crying or what are you doing? Good smile. Enjoy. Mrityunjay will be an enlightened person in Australia. By the time he comes back to Bangalore, you might not even recognize him to be Mrityunjay. Okay, so let's see if that were to happen. Maybe you should negotiate with him to book your flight tickets too. Apply for the visa and get the visa and fly with him. You ask your son to sponsor and that's it. Okay, anyway, whichever way it goes. Shall we end? Okay. Good day, everyone, then. Bye-bye.
Good day, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.